And so he practices.
Does anyone else have anything they wanted to do? I heard a Bradford a few seconds ago.
I don't think he would like say anything to anyone, but he would probably be, which is alien to him, be writing a lot more stuff down between occasional complaints about being hot for some reason. Just random bits of notes and pieces, trying to, I guess, work through some idea that's in his head. But he doesn't draw anyone's particular attention, at least not by his own will.
Well, what would a good lieutenant be? She comes over to you. What are you drawing?
He holds out the paper. It's not well, it might have some light diagram work. It's mostly just notes on I'll just explain. It's mostly notes and observations on the Earthek that we fought. Well, I suppose both of them to small degrees. I don't know. There's some idea running in the back of my head, and I'm trying to think of how to present it. He shrugs.
Walk me through what you have then.
Okay.
As you see her sort of like sit down and like tug at the collar on her breastplate to let some of the air out.
Finally, someone gets it. It's hot in here. Alright, so the Eartheks are obviously a type of chain of command, correct? There's the water one, there's the earth one. They were defeated by the massive wind lightning one. Typically when something is superior, it is able to outmaneuver, do better than the other ones that are beneath it. Obviously, it's the strongest one. So I've been trying to piece together from the bit of information we got from Sebastian, and observations we've had on what it could be doing. And then from there, a different train of thoughts. These things aren't stupid, you know? So if they lost round 1, I'm trying to figure out what they were doing for round 2 to see if there's more information that they knew that we can use for fighting the big one.
Okay. What do you have so far?
Right. It seems lots of electricity, wind, obviously. I was trying to... The water one's a bit of an anomaly. I can't pin that one down entirely what it might have been doing, but the earth one stuck out in my head a lot. Right, like... It feels like the obvious choice if you're trying to be sturdier would be iron or steel. I believe those are the strongest metals, or at least the best ones. So I'm getting hung up on white aluminum.
And you don't think that's just because availability?
Availability is an option. But I'm sure that thing had tunnels for miles upon miles. I imagine it probably had access to anything else. Yeah, would Bradford have been able to do like a nature survival check at some point to try and determine that?
There is certainly other ore down there.
Right. But like anything that was aluminum that he probably saw was just gone.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, he would bring that up then. It's just like, there were plenty of options. It went for aluminum. What's... He snaps his fingers like I just did. What's the... I'm terrible with words. What's the effect when two metals are drawn to each other? I almost know it's in Draconic.
Electromagnetism.
Yes. How electromagnetic is aluminum?
Non-ferrous.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So, it was making an armor against its electricity. Electricity. Do you think it's electromagnetism? Do you think the Earth has some control over magnetism? Yeah, naturally.
We saw what Oni and I put together that they had some sort of rocket carried with it. Either tossed it or something of the nature. But it was definitely flowing with electricity.
But had a giant fuck-off battery. Any idea what it could have been made of?
Based off what you found, I think it's gotta be something magnetic.
There's a part where Garth wonders if I forget the specific type of magic. It starts with a D. Those like really stupidly strong magnets are. If those are naturally occurring. But he doesn't know that. Okay.
You just hear her sort of like look back. Wish we didn't destroy all that aluminum now.
Hindsight's 20/20. As well as none of us are exactly smiths, so there's only so much we could have probably done with it. Lucia might have been able to do something. It's irrelevant. They're being able to pass us. Does he know that the thing shattered stuff?
She will tell you all the stuff that they diagnosed from it. And that was all the stuff that Sebastian had seen it use.
Gotcha.
Because it left a whole forensics on the place.
Here's all the bullshit. That's super good to know. Anything that it broke, what was anything that it affected metallic? Or was it expanded upon to it could shatter, I don't know, a wooden bolt? Because I think it broke his UT, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Right, which is a tightly coiled piece of metal.
Correct. But the first floor...
Right.
Wasn't significantly worse off than it was before.
Right.
And to my knowledge, wood dampens electricity pretty significantly.
Could we use that?
She just stands up. Work on that. Get whatever thoughts you can put together and we'll present it to the captain.
He gestures that to his side where there's like a small stack of notes. Like, do you have anything else I can write on? I'm starting to run out of paper. I'm not much of a righty, notey kind of person, so I didn't bring much.
She pulls out a stack and you see there are several notes that have already been written. And she goes to the end of them and pulls out like 10 sheets of parchment. Make it count. This is a commodity out here.
Gives a very firm nod. Understood. And then he'll get work, scribbling down a whole bunch of notes.
She just looks like, where do you keep your parchment?
That's a good question. I basically like the middle of my backpack. I have a spare set of clothes. I just kind of wrap it up in there. I don't really have a wooden container or anything for it, so.
Gotcha. Field packing training when we get.
Yes, Lieutenant.
She goes into her pack and breaks out a piece of like non-porous material.
Right.
Store it in this. I don't want to lose your thoughts.
As you command. And he will... he'll set that up. I guess he just gets like almost like a spell scroll case kind of thing.
Essentially, yeah. It's a waterproof bag.
Okay. Yeah. He'll do that. And he'll scribble down all the things that I probably sent you over the weekend.
Gotcha. Anyone else have anything over the 3 days?
I got plenty.
What do you got?
At a point, this one is just a singular question, but I guess the explanation might shift in length. Quinn will go over to Vicious. I don't know what he's up to, but...
Mostly scouting.
Okay. Hey, Vicious. You got a quick sec? I want to ask you something. Not gonna lie, I got my own personal intrigue on it, but also call it a professional curiosity.
He just looks over at you. What do you got?
Well, you're not a blood cloak anymore. You still use the hemocraft, don't you? But don't imagine that's by choice. So, why'd you leave?
Well, I wouldn't turn down good skills. I'd be just foolish.
Right.
Doesn't really mean I'm interested in staying part of their... Yeah.
Their little echelon.
Just not for me. Neither was the White Watch.
I always heard that blood cloaks sort of get that way because that's just sort of the upbringing. Same upbringing you probably went through. Did something happen?
Didn't take.
Insight check.
Yeah, roll it.
Give myself more. Hell. Yeah. Hold that.
Yeah, didn't take, meaning he's just not like them.
Okay. So it's not some sort of inciting incident that caused him.
There is definitely something inciting.
Oh. It didn't take, or your willpower was just too strong for it to take?
Thought this was going to be a quick question.
Call me a liar.
Hang on one second.
Yep.
You're a liar.
I should go.
You black bastard. Leaves.
I mean, he could be lying. It could all be an act, and you're falling for it.
If he's tricking me at a 38 insight, he deserves it.
I promise you he is not beating a 38 insight. What am I going to need to tell you to get you to stop talking?
What does a liar covet most? The truth. And not a half-hearted one? I'm kidding, Vicious. If they don't want to talk about it, I won't force you. I just want to know what makes you so much better than the crew that thinks they're all better.
Ain't better. But they don't think they're better, they just know they can't think otherwise. See, no one really likes or loves Captain Diana.
But she got
So,
results.
It's fear. That woman's never had a conversation in her life that she wasn't trying to gain something from. And that didn't sit right with me.
So first chance you got, you left. You got far away.
No, wish I could say I did. But I went to the White Watch just like the rest.
What made you leave the White Watch?
Had to.
Political scandal?
Not so much.
Damn, and here I was hoping you got lucky with some nice noble lady. So what happened then?
He just sort of like stares off. Had my eyes opened. Too wide.
In the city of light. I won't press any forward. I think I got an idea. If it makes you feel any better or assuages any fears of yours, you are better than all of them. Not some sort of competency, dick measuring contest or anything like that, but you're a good watchman. And I don't gotta worry about you stabbing me in my back. That makes you leagues above them.
We're all in this together, no matter how much people want to put us against each other. I ain't got no taste for human blood. I assure you that.
You should look into becoming a Cathar.
No, I think my soul's too dirty for that.
I don't believe that, Vicious. If your soul is too stained black to rejoin the light, you'll pull out the angel amulet necklace, then I'm fucked. But here I am. Got Sangelia Damp of Authentication ready. Trust me. The desire to do better, to do good, is what the Cathars want. And don't we all stumble along the way, huh? Some
Suppose
farther than
so.
most.
But it seems like the light told you to push forward, or it told me to run away. So I ain't gonna look back on that.
Well then, he'll stand up from, just sitting down or chit-chatting. As an emissary of the light, I hereby authorize you to walk back and fix what has been wrong. And to stop running. I'll dangle the necklace teasingly.
Make an insight.
I will certainly do that. Pew! Damn, I went down by 10 points.
You almost feel like there's a slight bit of amusement in his mirthless tone. Oh, I best get back to watching.
Yeah, Watchman. Thanks for the chat, though.
I'd say any time, but that'd be a damn lie.
Oh, breaking my heart. Don't worry, that just means you're sane.
Nah. I'd rather listen. I know everything I got to say.
What a blessing. And, he'll depart. And go back to deciphering stuff, but at a different point he will look forward. But if anyone else has anything. I want to double up.
I will say, though, as you leave, you do notice him sort of take his hat off and look at it for a second before tossing it back on and getting back to watching.
We gotta zoom in on Vicious' token. Hurry, look at the hat. Look at the hat.
Is there a secret in the hat? Is it Hatman?
Get your nameplate out of the way, dude. I need to look at Vicious' hat.
I mean,
Did he hide
it's
Hatman?
old and impractical.
Someone gave it to him. Someone
Just like
in
me.
the City of Light. What use are hats in the Dusklands? When there's no
None.
sun? Exactly. So someone gave him that hat. Gotcha.
It keeps the sun out of your.
He's the sun. Oh, wait. Oh, right.
Keep the
no wonder.
darkness darker. Wait, hold
Rain.
Keeps the mist out of your eye. I don't know, man. If no one else has anything, I will go look for work.
I think I do have something.
Go on then.
Got
It might be quick. I guess on the second day, try to wake up or get up even earlier, which assuming Jericho even sleeps that well to begin with. Try to get up a little earlier to try and catch Zoe before her workout, or as her workout is like just ramping up, just beginning to ramp up.
Okay.
Am I able to, or does she get up even earlier?
I mean, I
than
think
that?
you're kind of like a dampier,
I am kind of like a dampier.
so
Wait, he
I
is?
think you can. Yeah.
They
Oh.
know now.
Have we had a secret from us?
So
You're
yeah,
like a dampier. She's like a 18-year-old first-year recruit.
I don't know. Young people have some pretty fucked sleep schedules.
That's true.
Not pointing fingers to anyone in chat, need not. But yeah, I'll try to sort of approach her as she's beginning, and almost too casually begin. How you feeling, kid?
Motivated.
I could see that. I don't think there's been a day yet where we haven't all woken up to see you do that. Takes me back to when I was training.
Does it?
Yeah. There were a few of us who'd like to get up before the early hours of the morning, try to get some reps in before we got back to... Or maybe our training process was a bit different from yours, now that I think of it.
You're talking about Leona, right?
How do you know about that?
Captain Riker said she's the best he's ever seen. Always the first, always the last.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. How much do you know about her, or is that the extent of it?
He didn't mention much more.
Yeah, she's a real inspiration. What about you? She inspire you? You look up to her? Her stories being the best? Being the first and the last and all that?
If she's a trailblazer, I have to run it faster. That's how we move forward, right?
I think he's quiet for a long moment before he says, I guess you could say that. She certainly moved forward. She's just doing it in the wrong direction.
She sort of stops her push-ups at that. Doing?
Doing, as in that, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. What'd you think she was dead?
I assumed everyone was except for now Emil and now her.
Queensman told you about Emil, did he? Yeah. To be fair, not entirely sure Emil's alive. It just, well, spoke to Leona not too long ago. Crossed paths. Always awkward meeting someone from your school years. Maybe awkward's not the right word for that. I'll tell it to you straight now, kid. I'm seeing a lot of her in you the past few days. And it makes me sick to my stomach. Because more than anything, I don't want you to turn out like her.
She jumps up on a branch and starts doing pull-ups. How's that?
Washed away. Betrayed the watch.
Maybe
It's
the
fine,
watch
like-
betrayed her first.
There's a time where I'd have agreed with you, kid, but it wasn't like that. You weren't there. Besides, you're just a kid. What do you know?
She just stops.
I think he kind of puts a hand to his forehead and says, No, I didn't mean that. You took the plunge. Or your mates did. You're not kids anymore, you're watchmen. But regardless, point still stands. Don't turn out like her, alright? Do yourself a favour, do us all a favour, alright? Humility, diligence, and above all else, temperance. That's what you need. Not pull-ups.
She just sort of hangs there by one arm, watching you before her grip fades and she drops. What is she doing now, then?
I don't know.
Then how are you so sure she's wrong?
Because he gestures to wherever the Chrysantine crew is. When they did their ritual, things went awry. You were there. You know that Leona betrayed them. You know that Leona killed one of their brothers. You know she's helping the enemy. How could anyone in good faith say that she's on the right path?
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. She goes back to doing her pull-ups.
Inside check!
Absolutely, roll it.
Is this a new day?
It's not hard. It is the second day.
Thank God.
But it's not particularly hard to tell. She's doing that form of lying. That is, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyways, and if I give you what you want, you're going to stop bothering about it.
He sucks his teeth for a moment and just gives a few short nods. Then let me put it plain and simple. When Leona was where you are in your training now, she was 10 times the watchman. You'll never be as good as her. Continue down this path, and you will fall a lot farther than she ever will. And he'll turn around and start walking away.
As you walk away, you just hear her do a scoff as she goes back to her pull-ups.
And that's that. And then I whip around and throw a kunai at her.
As you walk by, you see Victor sort of leaning up against a tree a little bit away from her. She'll have to figure it out for herself.
I think Jericho was content to just keep walking when he noticed Victor, but as soon as he says something, Jericho kind of clenches his fist for a moment, shakes out the frustration, and turns around, and he says, she has to, maybe, but I don't think she will, Vic. Queensman. Bad omen. Bad omen. I think he'll go work out some frustration.
Like to think next time you practice your spell, it's just a little bit harder.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else got anything?
Yeah, two things. One to
what do you got,
people.
Jacob?
Go, Jacob.
I maybe have a short thing. It was talked about in the vision that was shared how the knights seen inside the vault, or like the vision of the vault in times past, they were using the light, right?
Correct. Quite literally manifesting it onto their weapon.
Right. Okay. So, when Seraph has been using her finishers, she's been trying to do something similar and kind of succeeding. So I guess she is like taking a renewed interest in training, doing that, seeing if they can get anywhere they haven't before with that.
Okay. That's definitely something you can practice on. I don't know how you go about it, but if you come up with a good idea, we definitely make that happen. But always good to start the preliminaries.
Yeah, if nothing else, maybe they'll just spar with Jericho, trying to generate stuff like that.
Yeah. I think he's all too glad to have a sparring buddy. Especially, do you make your intentions known in like what you're trading for?
Yeah.
Then yeah, absolutely. I don't think he would straight up say that he's also kind of going after that, but he would say, to be counted among their numbers. Now that'd be a feat.
That's
Let's get you
kind of
typical
what I
shakes.
was trying to do before I even knew they existed.
Yeah. I think the goal here is to have the ambition to try, but, well, maybe not the pride, the arrogance that you're going to get there easily. It's a long road.
Right.
Let's start walking then. And he fucking throws a rock at you.
It's like his go-to
Very-
move.
Very.
Surprise projectile. You should have been a Sun Soul monk and just Hadouken people. Okay, so Crash, what do you got?
This is probably on the last day. Quinn will try to fly down ward as he's making a round. Yeah, they're done.
What do you got for me, Joker?
Well, first off, I got my thanks. Appreciate you giving me time with this. I holds up the journal. Not done with it yet, but I think I figured out the cipher. Viper was a clever son of a bitch, huh?
I suppose so. But I didn't get you any time. We needed 3 days to make sure this was done right.
Inside check.
You know she's lying.
Right. Well, the light works in mysterious ways, huh? A little shrug.
Like, CYA.
Cover your ass. Hey, you know some corporate speak. Good job. Good job, Bo. Yeah, it was like so shrug at that. Yeah. But before people start getting shipped out, I did wonder something. But don't take any offense to this, Lieutenant, but why are you out here? I mean, doing missionary work. I remember your rules. Rule 1, you stay alive. Rule 2, we don't fuck things up and keep ourselves alive, right? Why out here? Why missionary work? Why not be a defender or something? That's gotta be a lot safer, right?
It is safer.
But
You don't find bonuses when you're stationary. Out here, there's relics to uncover and people that want stuff done. money to be made. The more I make, the sooner I can get out of this work.
Oh, yeah? What's your target number, Lieutenant? I'm curious. How do you budget for something like this?
Well, cities aren't necessarily cheap. That's what keeps them from being over-flooded. That said, I'm not going to compromise about all my siblings being there. Need to get them into good institutions, good professions. And I wouldn't mind having enough to have my feet kicked up in Renvark, drinking some beverage with a flower in it.
Well, it's good that you can visualize your goals so well. Why not join the White Watch? Heard they got contracts and stuff like that too for money, and certainly you get a little bit of pull in the City of Light.
Gotcha. Alright, walk with me.
Sure. Walk
Do you remember when we went... I'm not calling it Dalesburg.
You mean like Mary?
Last stop.
Yeah. Wasn't there for all of it, but I heard from everyone else.
Remember that young girl?
Yeah.
Tabitha?
Yeah.
She's pretty confident, right? Pretty competent too. She had the right spirit of it, right? Knew to cover herself for the mist.
Oh,
She was a fighter.
Right. Certainly seemed like it. But
Right.
how's this plan to...
She walks over and stops, and you see Zoe and Victor doing some training. You see them?
Probably too much of one and not enough of the other, but yeah.
They're fighters. They can struggle through and become watchmen. But let me ask you this. What happens to the kids whose parents are killed by the dark that aren't fighters?
If they're lucky, a Cathar or Lord's Alliance member sends them somewhere else. And if they're not, then they get killed. Or die. Malnutrition, lack of water, whatever.
Exactly. And I'm not about to let that happen if I can help it.
But don't answer my question, Lieutenant. Missionaries make bank. But, again, I'm pretty sure White Watch do too, right?
Because someone needs to be here for those kids that don't have other options. She pulls out her family portrait, hands it over to you. I'm an only child. Joker.
Lieutenant, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, or if you've ever told anyone about this, and he'll, like, wag the family portrait in his hand. But you got a heart of gold. We'll make sure you get back safe and sound, Lieutenant. I'll die trying. I already died once. It's not that bad.
Let's keep death off the table for a little while longer.
It ain't the goal, but it is an option, man. But I hear you. Thanks. As we're walking back.
Oni and Valkyrie are shipping out soon, so you better get what notes you can.
On it, man.
And if you copy them down, do not let the captain find them.
Sounds like I gotta make a cipher for the cipher then. Don't worry, I got pretty good memory. Tap side of it, like the meme. Just wonder, Lieutenant, the kids who keep picking up out here, has your family gotten larger? Just wondering.
Almost every year.
That's a never-ending goal you're chasing, then.
I'll retire one day.
Here's open.
She just puts a hand on your shoulder. I just need to make sure people are around to do the work when I'm not.
He thinks about it for a sec. How'd you get your lieutenant position, by the way? Speaking of people filling your shoes. I might be one of the few idiots crazy enough to pursue a career here in the watch. I'll get that captain title, but I wouldn't mind a lieutenant stepping in between.
There's certainly good money in it, and Captain Solstice isn't the only one that uses lieutenants. That said, there's no criteria for it. Solstice selected us.
So it's just based off recommendation then. Roger that. Thanks, Lieutenant. How much of a pay increase? He says, cheek, like sort of like smirking underneath his visor.
Just a lot more work.
No. Depresses me at that. Damn. Snaps his fingers. I was gonna give you my extra pay cut. Oh well. Shrugs. Walks off.
As the end of your 3 days comes about, Oni and Valkyrie get their stuff, take over Sebastian's possessions, begin to head out.
I'll give over the journal to Oni, because that's what's ordered. You know, Oni, I think you might need to change your code name.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I don't exactly know what Oni is, aside from someone that sees the future, but how many times you save our ass, you should change the Guardian Angel or something.
Oh, that's rich. I think Grim would like that.
if well, little interaction I have with Grim, if he laughs at that, I'll consider that a fucking win.
We'll have to see then. But
Yes,
for
ma'am.
now, keep an eye to the sky, Joker.
Out of the sky and keep tabs on these damn rocks. Make it back safe, huh?
Can do.
Give her
He just,
departure
like,
Flora as well.
Stops.
Eh?
Turns back.
Something
Whatever
wrong?
you do next, consider very carefully where the path leads.
That
Before,
you
like,
are-
snapping out of something. I don't know what that means. I just knew I needed to say it.
That's something coming from your arithmomancy or something?
I'm not exactly sure.
You're really gonna leave us with a riddle?
You're going to be sure you know where the path.
I was typing it out in the Discord as well.
Oh, that.
I wish I had more, but I only get glimpses.
Yeah, you and me both.
Don't die when I'm not there to pull you back.
Wouldn't dream of it. Keep Booyok safe.
Your heart
Gotta
has-
stand at the top of the tower again, right?
Consider it a promise.
Whenever like they finish departing, I'm assuming we're all like regrouped to like say give our last goodbyes and stuff to them.
Mhm.
Scarecrow, Saturday, Jenny. Can I get you guys for a sec here? Got a question for you guys.
It'll cost you.
Sure.